Perfect.
We'll also say, actually, because I alluded to it in the last minute, and it's here now, like, very, very briefly. And you saw him earlier in the same shot as Jon Favreau. And actually, like, yeah, Clarice, if you pause this at like 14 seconds, the guy strutting in this screen is Jon Favreau. But behind him, there's a quite recognizable Asian man who is a proper like actor who's like known to people, who's also just randomly in the background of this scene. As an actor called Michael Paul Chan. A lot of people know him as he's Data's dad in The Goonies. He's Mr. Chong on The Wonder Years, Judge Ping in Arrested Development. He's apparently a lot of people watch The Closer. His biggest role was someone called Lieutenant Chow or Lieutenant Tao. He's in Arliss with friggin' Knox and et cetera, et cetera. But most people would know him as he's the guy from Falling Down when Michael Douglas goes in and he's just like, oh, like, how much is this soda? And he's just like, oh, tries to charge him $1. And Michael Douglas ends up destroying the guy's whole shop. And then later on, he's going in like, oh, this guy's crazy, busted up my merchandise, and defense. Like, that's what he said, defense. And, the thing is, now, like, looking back, is like, there's one way. I'm really thinking we should do like an episode just about Falling Down, though, in comparison to the Joker, because that is like a lot of people might have felt for like, oh, Michael Douglas's character, like going around just taking out like the people overcharging in shops and like, oh, you can't get a friggin' breakfast thing in a McDonald's when you don't want to and stuff.
But it's weird. Like, I've only ever seen that movie once, ever, long time ago. But I thought of it when I watched The Joker. Sorry, when I watched Joker.
Yep, yeah. It is a real thing too, because like you could take it one way. It's like, oh yeah, he's striking out against the people. But at the same time, like that shopkeeper is like, the reason the thing's so expensive is because, well, he needs to make money himself too. So you're destroying this guy's merchandise, where like, and he's going to have to pay for that. Where he's just a guy trying to make a living, and then the people who are really screwing you over are the corporations who were charging, like, or the wholesalers and stuff who were shipping things out to him. So he has to up his price to be able to make a profit and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head with it, though. That's kind of what it's about. Like, people. He might have good intentions, but he goes too far in the wrong direction with it. Like, I don't
even think he does. I think Falling Down is a film that's inherently about like a privileged white guy who has his privilege taken away from him, and he just cannot deal with it.
Well, so I'd like to look at it in that way.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think at the time that's probably what Joel Schumacher was going for, but a lot of people might have, much like, something getting misinterpreted like Fight Club and stuff, where like, this is trying to promote the rise of chaotic anarchist groups and stuff like that. Whereas like Brad Pitt and Ed Norton had to come out at every interview when that was going like, Tyler Durden is not a good guy. He is not the hero of this movie and stuff like that. So
I'll say that, and I'm not even a fan of the movie. I don't really like it, right? But most people seem to have it completely wrong. Like completely, not even slightly on track. You're not meant to like empathize with him and want to be him.
Yeah. But it's interesting we're still having the same discussion with Joker coming out as well. It's just been like, people like, it's just got to inspire stuff and all this kind of thing. And it's like, I don't think you people are watching the same movie. I don't know, Khaleesi, because you would have had your own spin on the Joker as well, because it just came out and I'm sure you reviewed it. But...
And it happened with Wolf of Wall Street as well. But I feel like that stuff is hard because you just can't predict like how people are going to interpret stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, for me, Wolf of Wall Street is so clear-cut that he is awful, he's an idiot, why would you ever aspire to be him? But I know people who were like, what a cool guy, like, I want to get into business. Like, people got into finance after Wolf of Wall Street, and you're like, did you not watch until the end?
That's awful. Like, because
did you switch off halfway through?
It's another movie, right? I'm going to earn loads of haters. I don't like it, right? But again... It was very, very clear to me how I'm supposed to feel about this character. It portrays him from second one as a horrible, horrible person. I mean, he's got that party near the beginning where they're throwing the little person at the dartboard thing. It's like, no, there's no way you can like this man.
Yeah. Well, that's Scorsese's thing, like Goodfellas and Casino, like, oh, it's glamorizing gangster life. It's like, do you see the end? Like, things don't work out.
All the Scorsese movies, you're like, okay, but did you watch it until the end of the movie?
There's a weird thing where some people who, I don't want to sound like we're superior, but some people who don't watch a lot of movies especially, they seem to think, oh, the main character is the hero. I was like, that's not necessarily the case. Just because you're following this character, they're not the heroic figure of the movie necessarily.
Yeah.
Of course,
No, it's true. I think it's true. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the reason for that is. I don't know if it is like people not having, I don't know what's right, like a literacy of like narrative or
It must
something
be
like.
something like that.
Yeah,
That's all
or
I
I
can
don't
imagine.
know if it's people who have like a quite black and white view of the world, like where it's like good person, bad person, because a lot of these things, like I think, well, like Joker, for example, which like I didn't, I thought it was pretty dumb, but you know what it was doing clearly is that it was sort of it does have to build a certain amount of empathy for that character, even though he is not a good person and what he does is horrific. Like, yes, even when the character is bad, you have to build like a certain amount of empathy just so you can
Yeah.
understand their actions. And I think maybe for some people, they see the empathy and they go, "Oh, well, this must mean this is good person, and
Yeah.
I must think this is." I don't know if it's something like that. If it's something to do with like a very black and white like morality or view of the world.
It could be that. Because a lot of people really didn't know how to take Arthur Fleck, I think. Because again, to me, it started off, he was a character you kind of pity. You don't want to be him, but you're kind of on his side for a bit. And then it goes so far beyond that you should be like, oh, no. But then you've got people out in the world now who just think he's great and want to, they don't want to imitate his actions. So I'm not gonna be one of those jerks who thinks that. But they want to imitate him in other ways and be like, oh, yeah. So I don't know.
I did love the meme going around the other day of someone going like, "Oh, people are saying the Joker is gonna spawn imitators," and it was just a series of photos of people on those steps doing
Dancing.
the dance and stuff.
I bet it's a nightmare going to those steps now. It's like, I'm just
But
trying to get
some
to
of
work.
People though, after Batman Forever, went into like mind manipulation technology because they're like, "Oh, that Riddler guy, he was almost there. He almost got it."
Yeah.